back to the Connor Darnell designed Xfinity series here at Relentless Racing League. Tonight we got playoffs starting. Two races in each round. On your screen, you'll see who's all in the playoffs right now. Joined by Tony, and Tony, this season has been a weird one with all the different winners we have had.
Yeah, I think we've only had one repeat winner all season in the Xfinity series.
Yeah, and he's won 3 races.
Yep, I think we have like 9 total winners or something like that. It's been definitely been a weird season.
Yeah, and the biggest thing with like a lot of those different winners is some of those guys like Banks, who without that win would not be in the playoffs. It's kind of crazy to think. Um, his playoffs could get really interesting just because of all the diversity we've seen this season.
Yeah, another one that was kind of an odd one was Nathan Penley, right?
Oh
All
yeah,
all truck series last season, didn't win a race, won the regular
Xfinity.
season champ.
It was
No, he was trucks. Was it Xfinity?
it was
Yeah.
yeah, he was with us
Yep.
last season. Yeah,
Yep. Won the regular series championship without winning a race. This season, he won a race early, but found himself in like 33rd in points. So he was able to
I'll let you know
gain
right
his
now.
way in.
So when the season ended, Penley we had with 33rd, and just a couple names off that list. So these these guys are the guys who needed that win to get in. Banks, granted he was 14th with all the different winners, he needed that win. Gary Sack, really good season for him actually, finished 16th. He needed that win. Justin Miller, Penley, Ethan Collier. I think Collier is probably the biggest shocker of all, just because how much he's fallen off this season.
Yeah, he got that first win in Daytona.
Yep.
And that's kind of all we really saw from him. Missed a lot of races though too.
And our regular season champion, Justin Axton. I know those extra points are going to come in handy here in this round. I think it's the only round he's getting those 10 points, right? It's the first round.
Correct.
I'm gonna make it interesting, but I mean those 10 points are gonna go a long way at tracks like Kentucky and Michigan. Speaking of Kentucky, I've always looked at Kentucky as the reverse Texas. Of course, at Texas you got 1 and 2. That's a slower corner. Here at Kentucky at 3 and 4. So if you know how to race Texas, you'll be good at Kentucky.
Speaking of the regular series champion, he is in the booth with us.
Oh, you got him in here. Good. He was supposed to join us. What's going on, Justin?
Hey Isaac, how's it going?
Yeah, I've been better. Well, man, you come into the playoffs here with quite a bit of momentum in your favor. You won the regular season by actually quite a margin, 43 points. I gotta ask you, who is your biggest? Who are you most worried about going into the playoffs?
Honestly, we just have a great field. I mean, 16 great drivers that have made the playoffs. I'm worried about them all. I mean, with the way the series is run and the playoffs are run, I mean, anyone could win any race, and a DNF pretty much ends your season, especially the field this big. So, just looking to take it one race at a time. But yeah, I'm worried about everyone.
That is the most NASCAR answer I've ever heard in my life on iRacing.
But it's a valid one. I mean,
No, it
he brings up some good points, right? Any of those top 16 win, they automatically advance to the next round, as well as, like he said, one DNF, and with the field this large, you can lose 30 points real quick.
So let me ask you another question then. What track are you most worried about? I know you're going into Watkins Glen. You're really looking forward to that track because you are one of our road course ringers. But as far as like worrying, what track are you most worried about in the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm really, like you said, I'm really excited for Watkins Glen. The race after is what I'm a little nervous about. Hoping I can do well at Watkins Glen so I could, have a
Well,
little advantage and take it a little easier at Atlanta, 'cause I know that race is going to be chaos. So
oh yeah.
that's my thinking.
All right, man. Well, good luck here tonight. Saw you quickest on the board. Should be interesting. I've always liked Kentucky, but that's because I like Texas. So I might be a
well,
little
th-
biased on that.
well, thank you very much for having me up here. I appreciate it, and I just want to say thanks to the guys at SVR. I mean, couldn't be here without them. All the practice we put in and all the suggestions we give each other. So shout out to them. But thanks to you guys, and hopefully I can talk to you guys after the race.
All right, man. Good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you very much. Have a good one, guys.
So we actually ran a practice race. I think it was last week, and with I was in there, a couple other Cup drivers, and a few Xfinity guys. And let me tell you, Justin Atkinson was fast. I got out early on him, but within 12 laps, he had me passed. I burned up my tires. He's good at saving tires, and he's quick all the way around. So this is a good race for him tonight.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if he doesn't end up with a top 5 here.
Yeah, and one thing about Kentucky, and same as Texas too, I've always been good at those tracks, which is funny because I don't like them. But I don't like them because I've never figured them out. And I think that's what saves my butt when it comes to tires here, is I have never figured out the slower corners at Texas or Kentucky. But on a long run speed, because I'm not charging into the corners after everybody else, I don't know how to, I'm saving those tires. And I think that's gonna be a huge key, especially in these Xfinity series here tonight, is you gotta watch how hard you're sending it into turn 3, because you could really start heating up that right front, and before you know it, you're plowing tire.
And turn 1 and 2 as well. Turn 1 and 2 is really tempting because you can drive it in there with a lot of speed. That's what I was doing in that practice race. I was driving in there deep, keeping on throttle all the way through, but I was killing my tires. 3 and 4, it's hard to be fast through 3 and 4. It's easy to overshoot that corner. It's easy to push tight and burn up your right front. But you also don't want to give up too much time taking it easy on your tires because it's also really difficult to pass here.
Okay, turn 3, and we'll see the same thing in a few weeks when we go to Texas. We're going to Texas too. Turn 3 and turn 1 at Texas is just, you really got to watch what you're doing. I've always found turn 3 at Kentucky a little bit more tricky because there really isn't a good marker to go off of going into turn 3 like there is at Texas going into turn 1. So a lot of these guys could just be going off of feel and just constant repeated repetitions around this track.
Yeah, there are some markers on the outside wall that's what I was using, but as the tires wear, you got to back that up, and if you're trying to drive it in there deep, it really it's tough.
I'm just here for the cutie. Oh shoot! I need to pull off the. We were about to do this whole broadcast with the standings up. Actually, let me see if I can't shrink them down. Maybe find a good spot on screen to put them. Whoops. No. I guess I can leave them right there and pull them up when I need to. And another thing we haven't talked about tonight is when it comes to stages, this is when they're really, really, really crucial to maximize stage points. And granted, the Xfinity Series, they only got one stage break, but that 2-3 points. Let's say you get 2 here tonight, 4 tomorrow, 4 next week. That's 6 points going in your favor that you wouldn't have had without the stage break. So I think some of these guys maximizing stage points are going to be absolute deal breakers or season enders if they can't get those stage points.
Yeah, it's free points, right?
Yep.
If you go in and win a stage, you get 10 points automatically, and then you wreck out. Well, you've already earned those 10 points. If you finish, 20th without getting any stage points, but somebody finished first and got 10 stage points, you're essentially 30 points behind instead of just 20.
Yeah.
Another thing that makes this race interesting is the stage is at lap 40. And without a caution, I don't think these guys are even going to come close to making that. We may see some people try to save, but I think they're going to be about 6 or 7 laps short on fuel.
At mile and a half. Granted, and I'm talking our usual cookie cutter mile and a half like Vegas or Charlotte. You could probably get, I want to say around 35 laps of fuel, about 33 to 35. I think with turn 3 being such a slower corner at this mile and a half, I think you might see some people try to stretch in that stage.
Yeah, I think you will. see some people stretch it because I definitely think it's doable. Roll through the center of the corner, not try to carry the throttle through, and it's also going to save your tires. But then again, if you get on that strategy early and you get a caution, then everybody's kind of
Yep.
able to make it. So you've given up a lot of spots on track. So it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing, depending on how the race plays out.
Yep. So going over our starting lineup, Scott D. Stewart, playoff driver, gets that pole position. Brandon Banks, our defending series champion outside row 1. Alan Grindle, Eric Schaefer, row 2. Nathan Penley, Justin Axon, row 3. Hey, Jacob, solid top 10. P7 starting off for Jacob Treat. Ethan Collier outside of him, row 5. Kevin Biggs, Evan Ludi. Pretty Chestnut, William Peters, row 6. Row 7, Mr. Conley, Cedric Rosso, Tom Golker, Brian Marshall, row 8. Row 9, Justin Miller, Sam Gordon, Justin May, Gordon Spain, row 10. Jason Hastings, Gary Sack, row 11. Row 12, Riley Barden, Brady Price. Row 13, Darren Cannon, Davey will not be racing. The Gibb and Tony, row 14. Chad Wiggins, Ricky Williams, row 15. And no money, Brandon Hughes in that 31st starting spot. Also, with it being playoffs, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I don't think Admins are racing at all right now.
Correct.
Also, you'll see playoff drivers will have a different banner if they put it on. Not required to.
Should be gold with a gold spoiler and front splitter. Looks like the majority have them on. There's a few that might be difficult to see because of the way they do their paint scheme. But yeah, the gold banner should help identify them a little better on screen.
Yeah, and I forgot to go through and change all the names on my ticker to colors. Yeah, and going back to the fuel strategy we were talking about, you had just talked about how hard it is to pass here. So you're kind of running a risk of falling back early to save fuel. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know if, unless you're a playoff driver that feels like you're absolutely needing those that stage win, I don't think a playoff driver should take it easy to try to save fuel and lose all that track position.
Honestly, I've never been a big fan of that anyways. I want to go out there and race. And some of these guys, some people might be desperate for points, but I think we're definitely going to see, the top 8 in our playoff standings. They're going to be out there racing. Might see some a little further back in the standings try to save fuel and make it and hope no caution comes out, just to get those extra stage points. But
and the thing is, I mean, outside of our typical people are good at saving fuel, if you're not good at saving fuel and you try, then you're really screwing yourself over.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, these two are going to lead us to green. Brandon Banks on the outside, green flag out in the air. Thanks for dropping a
Yeah, first time I've seen them really in a different scheme. A little bit of a checkup on that front top line, but they're able to get it going without any issues.
I kind of like Brandon Banks' scheme. Change. Oh.
There goes Evan Ludi around.
Oh, and he saves it.
Biggs, Peters. Got a little bit of it.
Ludi had quite a bit of left rear damage.
Go back and look and see what happened there.
Here's my question. If Evan Ludi had 3 wins, how does he only have 1,004 points?
It doesn't have, so you get a point per win and a point for stage wins. Apparently he only got 1 stage win. Yeah, that was
Collier just, we were talking about the different braking zones, just sent it in there. What a job that was by Ludi collecting that car and big getting it through, but there is quite a bit of damage on that left rear. That might be benefiting though. I could lose the car up a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's going to hurt him down the straightaway quite a bit, though.
I do too.
Doesn't look like Kevin Biggs really got any damage out of that. He should be fine. I think Ludi's really the one that took the brunt of that.
Well, I got Banks and Grindle going at it back here for a second. Banks is letting Grindle by. Keep an eye on Banks and Schaefer. We're going to try saving fuel. It's going to be those two. Those are going to be our first two people we're going to see drop to the rear saving fuel.
Well, and just from what I'm seeing, I really don't see anybody falling back. If they are, it's not a drastic amount. So we may not see anybody try to stretch this on fuel.
Okay, you got the 018 and the 18 going at it back here for 7th. Kevin Biggs on the inside.
Got really tight there with Jacob and
Yeah,
Kevin and the 18 there.
Look at the 30th, Cedric Gross looking to the outside of Kevin Biggs.
Yeah, Cedric Broso won his way into the playoffs at the Talladega race.
Yeah, I don't think he was in a must-win though.
Yeah, it was close. He would have had to have a lot of things fall in his favor if I remember correctly, but didn't have to worry about that. Got the win, and he's one of those guys that just seems to hang around, right? He's there all the time.
He finished 7th in points, so even without that win, he would still be in the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just one of those guys where he might not be up there leading every lap, but he hangs around the top 10. He's kind of one of those ones that really. Oh, Atkinson is blinking bad on my screen, but one of those ones that hangs around and seems to always be there when it matters. 22 hit the wall off of turn 4.
That's pretty. That's one of our playoff. No, Brady's not a playoff driver. Thought he was. He had that damn goal spoiler.
Somebody in chat's gonna bet their house on an SVR win. Those are some pretty high stakes.
And I'll also say this. It says 4 sets of tires. I don't know if that's how many extra they have, or...
Yeah, yep, that's extra.
Nope, they only have 3 extra.
Oh, really?
Yep. Oh, Kevin Biggs hard into the outside wall. That almost looks like what happened at the All-Star race where his screen just blacked out because he just took a hard right into the wall. Now he's slow on track. Here comes the 12 of Wiggins. Yeah,
he went. Yeah, his steering wheel went. I think his wheel disconnector or something because his wheel is not moving at all. Definitely looks like technical issues.
So he had movement in his wheel, and then the wall put the steering wheel straight.
Yeah, when I've seen that before, it's typically something technical. Wheel came unplugged, something like that.
That's huge implication for Kevin Biggs, one of our playoff drivers. He might be going to Michigan into a must-win, and yeah, there's something seriously wrong because he's just parked in the pit box right now after he finally towed. So big implication there's Kevin Biggs out of the race early. Scott Stewart still leading the way. Alan Grino P2. Justin Axon made his way into 3rd.
Oh, netcode 38 and the 94. That stacked them up pretty bad. Able to save it.
Wide. Well, Brady Price on the bottom. They're still 3 wide.
Bet they get down to 2. beating and banging. I'm about to get down to 2 wide before turn 1.
Ooh, Brady Price went up and I don't know if he doored the hell out of his teammate Jacob or if Jacob got out of the way, but
Yeah, I think Jacob lifted there to avoid. But Jacob is sending it in at 3 and 4, though. I will say that.
yeah, he's falling back pretty quickly too. Scrubsy, when my wheel disconnects, it goes dead center. But what was so weird about Kevin Biggs is you see him entering the corner, he's putting wheel input, and you can see the wheel off to about 11 o'clock, and then once he hits the wall, it goes dead center. So I almost wonder if his screen blanked out and he hit the wall so hard. Oh, speaking of hitting the wall, Griddle hard on the outside wall for turn 2. I wonder if he hit the wall so hard it overloaded his PC, and it disconnected his wheel. Because a lot of times wheel disconnects, that's what it is. You're putting too much info into your PC and it's doing something. It's disconnecting your wheel because that's the first line of defense before your PC goes haywire. Oh, yeah, it is Gary Sack's birthday. That's right. I forgot to say that. Sack Attack celebrating a birthday today. What is he, like 14 now?
Yeah, I think maybe 15.
He looks so damn young. Well, Scott Stewart still leading the way though here in lap 16. It'll be interesting when people do come into pit lane. If Tony says they cannot make it on fuel, when do you come down pit lane and do you take tires? I don't think you should, because you have 3 extra sets. You take a set here, you're gonna be brainless if you don't take a set at stage, and so you have 1 set left for the race. So.
Well, I think what we're going to see is a mixture. I think we're going to see people start hitting about lap 30 is my guess, and I think you're going to see some take fuel only and take a set at the stage. We're going to see some that take tires and try to flip the stage.
I just tire fall in Xfinity. I don't think taking tires 10 laps ahead of everybody else is a good move.
Yeah.
Now if this was next gen, oh yeah, that's probably a smart move. But I mean, best time by 30.6 for Stewart. Wow, Stewart was the best time by a mile. 30.9, 30.8, so we'll say 30.9 average. Last time by, oh yeah, they're already second and a half off their pace and just 20 laps in.
Yeah, I think the ones that they are going to take tires and try to flip the stage, I think that might be more of a race-winning move to kind of preserve and have a fresher set at the end. I think the ones that are really going for stage points are definitely going to be fuel only. And if you think about it, they have 3 extra sets of tires, so 4 in total. If you take a set at lap 30, a set at lap 60, a set at lap 90, you still got 20 laps on that last set.
See, here's the other thing I just thought about. So, if they can't go 40 laps on fuel, that last stage is going to be 90 laps.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, they're at 130 tonight, aren't they? 130 laps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't... You literally can't take tires here unless you plan on starting the stage with older tires, because you're going to have to pit twice on that second stage.
But you have the tires, and let's be real, we're going to have some cautions.
I don't know, Kentucky's... Ooh, I think it... Hold on a second. I thought I heard someone clutching in for a second. I don't know if it was Biggs or Justin, but I could have swore I heard a car clutch in. But Kentucky's one of those tracks to where if you can get spread out in those like first 10 laps, cautions are hard to come by.
As these tires wear, I think we're going to see some people hitting the outside wall quite a bit, which I think will could potentially generate some cautions.
Yep, Stewart's clutching in, going into 3.
And one who also has fallen back pretty significantly is Eric Schaefer, 3rd to 11th, so he may be saving a little bit as well.
Come on, Schaefer. If he's dropping like that, he's saving fuel.
Exactly.
We've been broadcasting for Schaefer, and he's been here too long. If he drops back like that, he's saving fuel. There's no questions.
Yeah, looking at starting position versus current running position, you got Evan Ludi. He's got damage. You got Jacob Treat, 7th to 18th. You got Ethan Collier, 8th to 16th. And then you got Eric Schaefer, 3rd to 11th.
Oh, contact Gary Sack, Brady Price.
Dust up.
Justin May as well.
Yep.
That's one thing we really haven't talked about is going into turn 3, how different your braking zone could be. Because, yes, you are pretty hard on the brake going into turn 3. Well,
Brady Price just hit the wall off the, I want to say that was turn 4. Saw him doing that a lot in practice.
So on 24 lap old tires, you're going down to 130 into turn 3. Very heavy braking zone at a 1.5 miles, if you ask me.
Well, and that's like turn 3 and 4, the entry of turn 3. I've seen people drive it so significantly different that it definitely could cause some issues. I've seen people drive it in really deep and then use the brake really hard at the first third of the corner. I've seen people lift back at the straightaway and kind of coast through the corner. So definitely something to as a driver, you got to keep an eye out for who's braking where. And as these tires wear even more, you're going to start slowing down a little earlier.
Yeah, put up the time delta here for Stewart and Atkinson. See who's catching who. Atkinson was catching him for about 3 laps. The last 2 laps, he's fallen off about just under 2/10 between the last 3 laps. But I think this time by Justin might be a little bit quicker.
They are really getting bunched up here back in the 11th through 17th.
Oh, holy cow, yeah, back here by Conley, 14th.
Yep. They were 3 wide for a minute. Actually, Conley made a really nice move putting it 3 wide in the corner on the bottom, was able to stick it while everybody else was washing up and past 2 cars.
What is his number supposed to... What? MRE. Okay. What is your scheme supposed to be, though? That's supposed to, represent the coffee as MREs, the dirt?
So I heard somebody say something about Ranger pudding. If you've been in the military, I'm sure you've heard that term before, but
well, the real question is, what does he have on the hood? I can't see the flavors. Damn it!
He's one of the cars that's really coming forward, though. Been watching him the last few laps. He's passed all these cars that he's in this group behind him. MRE box with 3 different MREs.
I know.
Can't tell what flavors.
I'm looking. Pizza slice is one of them.
Tell me he's got that chili mac in there.
I don't know what that one on the left is, and then spaghetti with meatballs is the other one, the one in the middle. How's your broadcast go? Just trying to put what MREs are on top of the hood. No, what would you say, the cheeseburger mac?
The chili mac.
Oh,
that's the best one.
Yes, that was some Tabasco sauce and some cheese sauce. Yep. Actually, they're starting to fall back here a little bit. It has gained about a 1.3 gap, or I closed at about 1.3. Have back up to a 1.8 gap. Really outside the top 3, 4. Everyone's kind of spread out, like, quite a bit.
Oh, he does have the chili mac on there. That's the other one.
Is that the one on the left or on the passenger side? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Chili mac, spaghetti, and pizza. If you don't learn anything tonight, you know that chili mac is the best MRE. You learn something.
Caution bad. It's bad. Not Banner though. Connor. Chili mac isn't too bad. Actually, chili mac is the best one. And one of the vegetarian ones is actually really good. I forget which one it is though.
They brought out some new ones now, so it comes with like some sun-kissed tuna or Stark, whatever the heck, tuna packets. Like, they've gone away from some of those other ones and gone more to a commercial.
You know what one I thought would be really good, and it is just the absolute worst?
What's that?
The breakfast one.
Oh, yeah, those are terrible.
Oh!
Ooh. T-Ron just got in the back of Schaefer a little bit there.
Yeah, I think Schaefer's trying to save a lot of fuel, and people aren't realizing it.
Oh, yeah. Big time saving. He's fallen to what looks like about 15th.
Yeah, but what's killing Schaefer here is taking a caution at any point. He's back there with some slower guys, and if you're a playoff driver, I don't know if they'll want to be back there.
So they're at lap 34, so looks like they can go a little further than I thought.
Well, I can see you gotta remember, usually a mile and a half, we're looking about 33 to 35. With turn 3 being such a slower corner, that probably adds about 3 laps. So I know if I was out there, I'd be saving fuel right now.
Well, I think if you committed to it early, you'll be all right. But if you start, if you just started saving, probably not going to end so well. Because not only does the caution come out at lap 40, you also got to go around.
And speaking about pit,
Oh, tube's coming in.
who is? Oh, Darren Kane is coming in. The 38 and Gordon Spain. He's coming off the pit lane. The 17 Hughes on pit lane. The 33 of Barden. Yeah, Stewart is clutching in. The Stewart's for sure saving. And he's still leading too. I think Grendel's coming in this time. Grendel, Peters, a lot of non-playoff guys coming in right now. 23 of Conley.
And I will say this:
kicker,
this is not an easy pit road
no
to get into.
No. And
it comes up quick.
And here's the kicker: unless you're the leader, you needed to pit that time. Because right here, you have 2 to go, and the pit lane closes when the leader crosses the start-finish line. So
Yeah, you're committed at this point.
yeah,
If you run out, you're going to pay the penalty.
He's going to be getting a penalty. Volker penalized, or should be. Yep. And I can't really fault Volker there, because when you're racing, you forget about that. You plan, okay, come to 2 to go, but you forget it's when the leader crosses the start-finish line, not when you cross.
Right. If you're half a track back, well, you missed your opportunity.
And shoot, at some tracks, even a leader can't come 2 to go because you have to slow down so much. By the time the new leader gets to start-finish line, pit lane's closed.
Yeah, like at a Pocono or something like that, where you have to slow down really drastically off the corner to make pit road. And the car behind you is carrying a ton of speed. Absolutely.
So Stewart's going to win stage 1 here. Huge points. And how about this? Guy P2. Very tough season. Did not have a good season. Had to win his way in early. Penley going to come across the line P2 here in stage 1.
Yeah, Atkinson must have been really, really tight on fuel because he dropped off pretty significantly.
Yeah,
he must not have saved early on like some of these other guys might have.
The yellow flag is out.
And here's the kicker. The Admin put a rule in this last offseason before the season started. You cannot push a teammate to pit lane under caution. If you ran the risk of running out of fuel, you have to suffer the consequence.
Yep. Either you coast to your box or you got a tow, and that's always the risk now. It's like some of these guys are not going to be able to get back around. I saw a couple of them heading for pit road, and I don't believe pit road is open yet.
No, but that is just an EOL.
Yeah.
I won't lie. In another league, I have won a stage, and they came down pit road right away because I had no fuel left for another time around because there wasn't a rule against it.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I mean, you kind of, you pay the price, right? You get the EOL.
But like you're saying, if you win a stage, 10 points, I think I'll take an EOL for those 10 points.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Jacob's out. Yeah, Jacob Tree, he's out of fuel, but he'll get an EOL. Ooh, will he make it from here?
I think the 42 might end up with a penalty. He crossed over the line.
If he didn't
give it to him. No, he's good.
There was a mass clear.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, but his name wasn't on there. Looks like it's just everybody who got blacks for people not being able to keep up with the field. Ran out of fuel. So, you're talking about the mass clear. One of the drivers who did get a black got the black cleared, piped up and said, "Hey, I'm supposed to have a black flag for entering a closed pit." So, I like the integrity of the series.
Who was that? Tom Golker?
No, it was Preety.
Oh.
He entered a closed pits. It got cleared. He knew he was supposed to serve it, so he let the admin know that he's supposed to have it, and it was re-awarded to him, I believe.
Yeah, but clears like that, you still get the EOL.
Yeah, you still serve the penalty because even though it gets cleared, you're already serving it at that point,
Yeah.
so it doesn't give you your spot back.
Check them. What is Evan Luty's damage looking like now? Yeah, he must not had too much because I'm not seeing any damage on that car anymore.
Yeah, it was just that back end. Looks like his pit crew just hopped up on that thing and jumped a couple times and got it straightened back out.
When Xfinity went to Portland, that big ass.
Yep. Elbow drop on the hood. Yeah.
That took some cojones. That car's coming at you, 50 miles an hour, and you just jump on it like.
Yep.
You got to be one crazy person to jump on a car coming at you 50 plus miles an hour. Huh? Nope. Alright, so stage 1 went caution free. I wouldn't say incident free. There was a couple close calls.
And it's been a minute since these guys have been on fresh tires, and I will tell you that my experience, the first lap coming off of turn 4, that car is loose. It doesn't look real loose because it's kind of loose with the banking, but if you get on the throttle a little too much, you'll pay the price. Henley, I think, might have been in the wrong gear or something.
I don't think so. I think that's just the advantage you have in a restart zone. Let's call this kid back here. 3 wide, 2 wide now. Justin May looking to the inside of Cedric Grosso.
Yeah, he was in the right gear. He was just really slow. Brandon Banks really timed that well to take that second position.
Good old Gibb running pretty solid right now. Running P8.
They were 4 wide in the middle, 3 and 4. Evan Moody went to the top, and they were 3 deep underneath him.
Yeah, Evan Moody qualified top 10 and starting to fall back.
Looks like he's given the spots up. I'm wondering if this is a strategy of some sort. I don't know what that strategy would be, but he's not really contending. I don't think it's damage related. I don't think it's anything else.
No way they can make it a one stop.
I wouldn't think so, but we saw him go 40. They would need a couple cautions, but I don't know. He just looks like he was just giving up the spots. Go to the high line, get out of the way, and let them all go underneath him. Craig, are those the other cars?
That was I think I referenced that movie once or twice Saturday night, because
Yeah, I missed that race. I got held up doing Army stuff. I saw there was quite a few cautions, but that's a difficult track.
There's a reason we will not go back there.
Yeah, that's...
We went there one time, and the whole field was wrecked within 20 laps.
Yeah, I think we had like 2 cars left, maybe 1 running at the end.
So I shared the replay because I found it. I think we had 2 left, but one was so far behind that it was like, it was a 1-car show.
Yeah.
Stewart, though, I think Stewart's led every lap tonight.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Ludy's doing, because Ludy currently is the last car on the lead lap. He is slow.
Go take him real quick.
Oh, he's saving.
Yeah, he's clutching. He must be on some sort of a strategy here. Gotta be.
A one-stop strategy, but I just... The fuel saver in me just knows 80 laps is just... It's too long to save for one less stop. You're going to lose too much time in those 80 laps.
Yeah, the only way it works. So it's kind of a bad situation regardless, right? From the stage, it's, 90 laps.
Yeah.
So which means you'd have to gain 10 laps somewhere, which means you probably need a caution or 2. But then a caution throws your strategy out the window.
I just know from experience saving fuel, the only time it really works is if you can not pit when everyone else has to pit once. If everyone else has to pit twice and you have to pit once, there's too many laps. You're gonna lose too much time. It's not gonna help him.
Yeah, they don't have another stage or anything to break that up. It's.
I mean, he's already 14 seconds off the leader, so.
Yeah, and they're running a little over probably 31-second laps right now. So, in call it 10 laps, he's half a lap behind.
Yeah, 31.69 for the leaders. He ran a 32.7. So, like, this is a phenomenal strategy if he does not have to pit at all. If there's only, let's say, 40 laps left instead of 80. Phenomenal, but you're just losing too much time.
Well, we'll see how it plays out in the end. I mean, it could work out for him. It's just, in my opinion, the odds are not in his favor.
No. The fuel saver and the Tism in me knows it's not going to work out for him.
Yeah.
Cerdoso leading the way. Brandon Banks, P2, Justin Axon third. How about good old Gary, Mr. Saptack, birthday boy, currently running P6, about to be 7th, as Justin Mays looking to the inside. I mean, I'm pretty sure Gary, he just needs a good finish tonight. I know next week we're going to his home track, and he loves racing at Michigan. I would not be surprised to see Gary do well next week.
Yeah, Michigan's such a fun track, such a big track. Yeah, a lot of room to race, fast speeds, fun track. Should have put on some really good racing.
Multi-groove.
Yep. Well, anybody who knows me knows that Auto Club is my favorite track on the service, and Michigan is kind of a sister track to Auto Club.
Thank you! Someone finally agrees with me.
Well, that's actually its nickname. Michigan's nickname, Michigan's International Speedway's nickname is something like sister track to Auto Club or something like that.
I'm just trying to see if I need to save fuel. Yeah, I didn't need to save fuel that day, okay. I'll be out there saving fuel that last stage. Probably me, Tim, and Ed just out there saving fuel while y'all out there racing.
Yeah, probably. I'll tell you what, I will be racing every race because I know I'm going to miss a race in the playoffs, so not too worried.
Everyone's kind of, for the most part, you got a little too wide action racing back here with Jacob and William. They were too wide. I think I single filed it out. Kind of single filed it out right now.
Yeah, they're at that point in the tire run where everybody's pretty equal. It's hard to pass. You're not going to come by and blow somebody's doors off. But I'd say in about another 5 to 10 laps, we'll see the people who were saving a little bit of tires start moving forward.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, where Kentucky, one of those tracks, you get past that first couple laps and it's hard to find a caution. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that tire wear is such a huge issue at Kentucky and Texas.
Yeah, it really, once the tires wear, it feels like it becomes really a one groove track. With the exception of turn 1 and 2, I feel like you can maintain on that second line. But 3 and 4, it really, there's not a lot of racing unless somebody's at a pretty substantial pace difference from you. Early on in the run, you can drive it in deeper into the corner. You can make up that speed, but later in the run, it's really difficult.
Yeah. So far, I think all your top 10 are playoff drivers. I do know, I think Gordon and Gibbs, Broso, they're going at it back here for 9th. But everyone in the top 10 is a playoff driver right now. And we're talking about Evan Ludy's strategy. Evan Ludy, He's in kind of shooting range and going a lap down. He's just straight away ahead of the leaders now. Ooh, Broso has damage in the left rear or right rear.
Probably got in the wall off of turn 4. Seems to be the normal place where people pick up a little bit of damage.
This more looks like he got hit.
Oh, really?
And yeah, it don't look like a tank slap to the wall. It looks like someone might have ran into the back of him.
I think you're right. Yeah, it looks like it's pushed in. Starting to get a little group forming here, right behind Cedric.
With Gibb?
Yeah, Gibb, Gordon, Creedy. That line, they're still, pretty much single file, but the gap is definitely closing. We might see some pretty decent racing here pretty quick.
Yeah, you got Pretty Peters, Spain, Hastings all back here.
Gibb is coming to pit road.
Ooh, that's early. That's really early. Yeah, that's an odd move.
Yeah, I mean, what are we at? About 70 to go. He can one stop it from here.
60. A little over 60 to go.
Yeah, once he can one stop it from here. Maybe he feels like he burned up those tires racing a little bit up front, and he's gonna put on a fresh set and try to maintain for a bit. We'll see what he does. Downside is he did go a lap down, so should a caution come out, he'll be open for that waiver round.
Yeah. That's really early. That's all I'm thinking of is, wow. Because these guys can probably go to 10 laps or so.
Yeah. And realistically, they probably didn't go green until lap 43, 44.
Yep.
So we had, 25, 26 laps on his tires.
Yeah, the best thing to do is whenever you go back green flag racing like that, what I always try to do is I try to evenly split the length I run on the tires. So if I got to stop 2 times and, let's say we have 90 laps, I'll try to pit at lap 30 and lap 60.
Unless you're in a spot where it's really convenient, like there's nobody behind you, you can have a good clean pit road entry. Then I might come in a lap sooner, a lap
or if
later.
you're catching lap traffic.
Yep. Tell you what, I got it on focus on crashes, and it's just staying on Jason Hastings, but I haven't seen him really involved in anything.
Poor Hastings. He's not racing. Nope. You wreck too much.
I think iRacing's foreshadowing something. I don't know.
That would have been better if you said I was staying on Jacob 3.
Like, it is not going off of Jason Hastings. It's just sitting there on that 49 car.
even on exciting is on Hastings. For some reason, it's iRacing like Jason Hastings.
iRacing wants to give him some screen time tonight.
Yeah.
Well, Scott Stewart has not jumped out to as big a lead, so potentially saving some tire here. It's only about a second ahead of Banks. We'll see if that gap stays or if it increases here. Now Banks is racing Atkinson, it looks like.
Those two have been kind of keeping that same distance the last 10 laps or so. They haven't really gained a lot on each other.
Looks like he's gaining a little bit now. About a 10th last lap, I think.
I think Justin just knows, or Justin's probably thinking that he knows there's really no point in battling Banks right now and losing time to the leader or losing time to fourth place Schaefer.
Yep, stay in his draft.
Mm-hmm.
I know I felt like these cars really didn't have the horsepower to get off of the corner. But if you were in the draft, it did help you a little bit. Yeah, he had a moment coming off of 2 there. Had the lifter, he was going to get in the wall.
Moody going a lap down.
It slowed down Scott Stewart just a touch. I hear Atkinson saying he's about to pit.
Yeah, he's coming in this time. Smart move by Justin. Short pitted by a lap or 2.
Yeah, see if you can cycle through to that lead.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel like they're too far off of having to pit, so get in there before the leaders and see what you can gain.
And now you kind of force the hand of the other guys in the top 3 right now. You don't want to stay out too long if you're Scott Stewart. I hope Stewart coming in this time. Banks staying out. I think Schaefer's coming in this time. Yep.
I heard Scott Stewart,
Ooh,
Brady.
What an entry that looked like Schaefer. Wow.
Banks will stay out there and lead a lap, get a bonus point, maybe come down the next time.
Oh, for sure. I really don't see Banks staying out another lap. Now, some of these other guys, I can see him staying a little bit longer. Yeah, Banks coming in this time. Ooh. Oh, did he get it slowed down in time? I think he did. Oh, May missed pit road. Stopping on the little apron. He's back. May, what are you doing, May? You can't do that, May. My guy.
That's not.
That I think that's a penalty. No?
But with that being said, watching the cars come out of pits, Schaefer was able to gain a lot of time on Scott Stewart.
Schaefer gained all that time coming onto pit lane.
Yeah, and we'll see how it all cycles out. But
how is Justin May not penalized for that? That's interesting.
iRacing did not give him a penalty.
I think they did. He's sitting there now.
Oh, hold penalty. Oh. Big moment there with the 49 and the 88. That's going to allow Schaefer to get around here.
What'd I miss? Oh.
He went low, and 49 kind of gave his teammate room. I think he was trying to get low to pit because he called out his pit shortly after that. I think he just was trying to get in position to make a clean pit stop, but ended up really hurting the 88.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Gary Sack in the pit lane this time. Yeah, all that fuel saving Evan Luty's just, yeah. I really like to know what Evan Luty was thinking. Actually, I'm over here focusing on these guys. Justin Atkinson pitting that lap early is going to put him in the lead.
Yeah, he's got about just shy of 2 seconds on these guys.
And he only pitted a lap early.
Right. But with that being said, I feel like the fall off was about 1.5 seconds, really, between fresh tires and old tires. So that kind of gives you that gap there. 1.5 seconds is quite a bit on track. And then if he was able to come out on a clean track and not have to worry about cars, gain a little bit more versus the other guys, had cars around them.
And the thing about the 42 of Justin is it's not like he's on a huge tire deficit. It's just one lap. And that's not going to make a big difference.
And he's got the fresh air. He's got no cars around him, really.
Now, here's the next question. So, these guys ran this tank dry. When can you come down pit lane again? Because there's no way they're making it to the end here. They still got over 40 laps to go. Do you run the tank dry? Do you take 2? Do you take 4? Because it's not going to be a full fuel run for that last stint.
I don't think 2 tires is the move here. I don't think this car is going to handle well on 2. But with that being said, I think in a perfect situation, you're going to run it dry. But as soon as somebody you're competing with pits, you have to pit. The fall off is way too significant. Yep. So I don't think you can really have a strategy going in. I think you have to be pretty fluid on your strategy, because one person can really upset your strategy and you're going to have to adjust.
Banks, Stewart, Schaefer all going at it for second. Kind of surprised to see DBR battling like this, because it's slowing them down a little bit. If you're Justin, you're loving this in your rearview mirror right now. I think Banks finally able to get around Scott Stewart.
I don't think Scott is pushing that hard right now. I think he's letting these guys try to run away while he's saving a little bit of tire.
Gibb and Spain going at it a little bit further back. Brady up there as well.
Yeah, and Gibb pitted quite a bit earlier than most of these guys, so he's on a pretty significant tire deficit.
You know, I'm kind of wondering, maybe Gibbs doing the opposite of what these guys are doing. Maybe he short pitted that strategy, that first stint, is going to run this one long. But I don't think that makes sense, though.
Well, I feel like it's like Larry Mack always says, if you continue to follow the leader, you're going to follow the leaders. You know, Gibb might not have the overall speed, so he's going to try something different to see if he can, leapfrog them in one way or another. So what's he really got to lose? He's not in the playoffs. He's not worried about points. He's just out there racing, having fun. Why not try something different?
Oh, Schaefer is really catching Justin. That gap is closing quick.
I'm just curious how much Schaefer is pushing his car, because, like I said, I raced with Justin for quite a few laps at this track in this car, and he had the long run speed. Nobody was touching him in the long run speed, so he may be just saving a bit, letting him get closer, and then he might go a little harder.
I mean, the time game's pretty impressive. I can't even add it up. It's almost a second in the last 4 laps. 1735, 1825, 13. Schaefer's catching quick.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the lap times, and I see Atkinson really fell off about 7 laps ago. So it's either he's saving or he abused his tires too much. He went from a 31.1 at lap 83 to a 31.6 at lap 85, and is continuing to lose a little pace.
Yeah, his top four kind of drove him away from the field too. You got about almost a 3-second gap back to fifth, and from fifth to sixth, you're looking at almost 6 seconds.
Yep. Yeah, Schaefer's got that gap down to 4/10. So now we're going to see if Atkinson was saving tires or if he burned them up.
Yeah, if you're saving, now's the time to stop saving and go.
Yeah, and you're getting close to a fuel window anyways here, so if you got to push a little harder, you can pit earlier and not really have too much of a deficit.
Yeah, but I don't know if you want to pit this early.
You don't, but like I said before, if he decides to pit, there's going to be a lot of people following him. Looking at the lap times, I do think Justin Atkinson is starting to push a little harder. He kind of dropped, and now he's starting to plateau where he's just kind of staying even in lap time.
Yeah.
So he might be giving it a little bit more now that they're closer to him.
Yeah, they're not really gaining on him either. It's kind of stalled out right there at that 1 to 2/10 gap. Actually, Stewart and Banks going at it for P3 behind them.
Schaefer got a really good drive off of turn 2. He's going to try to make the move here and get around Justin Atkinson.
Yeah, and really, this is pending any drama. I would not be surprised if this is our final four.
And one of the things that I learned in that practice race, and I'm sure Justin Atkinson did as well, is if you have a car racing you, you can really defend your position on that second line.
Yep.
As long as you can keep the pace. 1 and 2, I feel, is probably the easiest corner to do that. 3 and 4, caution.
Oh! Well, this changes everything. Tom Golker at 77. We're kind of laid back, just watching this battle of the lead unfold, and rally party. I'm not sure what happened there. Because 1 and 2 isn't really known to be a tight corner. I'm not sure if Barton's entry. He had a really shallow entry. That might happen.
Well, and it almost looked like he was trying to make a pit stop and then aborted it. He was really off pace through 3 and 4.
Oh, you're right. Giva just did it. Yeah, I think you're right. And then he just had a really shallow entry turn 1, which probably just really messed with the handling of that car. And unfortunately, Golker right there over him. Gil Ludi get through, Conley get through. A lot of guys get through here.
Looks like all of our leaders are coming down pit road.
That's an interesting call. Because I'll be honest, if I wasn't running top 10 this race, excuse me. If I wasn't running top 10 this race, I would take just fuel here and save that set of tires in case there's a late race caution because of how big fall off is. Let's say we go 20 laps of racing here. You have that fresh set of stickers left. You're gonna be in the capper seat come that final little stretch. I think Justin actually did just that. I don't think Justin took tires.
Well, with that being said, they can make it from here.
Yes.
It'll be about a 30-lap run.
Yeah, no, Justin just took just fuel. If we get a caution at the right time, it's a smart move. If this goes green, Justin just screwed himself. I think Gary sacked to just fuel too. Interesting. So Gary and Justin, they are going to need a caution. I would say probably with 15 to go, or about 8 to 15 laps to go is when they're gonna need their caution for this to pay off. Actually, Justin, I think, did he get a speeding penalty?
And he did, because Schaefer punted him.
If you ask me, that should be clear, and he should be able to keep his spot.
Well, it's a drop to end, so even if it's cleared, it's nothing you can really do about it. It's still going to give him the penalty. But yeah, Schaefer punted him down pit road.
Yeah, he dropped down to he went 50 to 45, back up to 50.
Yep.
That's kind of a jerk thing to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's just put it nicely. It's not very nice.
We penalized some Cup drivers for that. I assume there will be a penalty coming.
No excuse for that, Bush League. Well, like I said, I think Ludi did. Because Ludi's back on the lead lap. Yeah, Ludi did. I think. I don't know. So if this stays green to about 8 to 15 to go, whoever did not take tires and has a set left is going to be in the driver's seat. Green flag back out in the air.
Ooh, I think Schaefer might have got him.
I think Schaefer probably got one too. He was definitely in front of Gary there if they went to the restart zone. Yeah, DBR is throwing haymakers. Banks says, I want this win. Get out of the way, Schaefer. Now Brandon Banks looking low and Gary sat. Gary going to defend. Oh, no, never mind. That's his answer to turn 3. I thought Gary was defending. Clap down, Ludi, is what we call him. Gary sacking the older tire, doing a really good job here. Unless he took 2. Did he take 2?
I'm not sure.
I know Justin took 0. No. Oh, it's not showing yet, damn it. Banks working on the outside. Gary Sack working low. Brandon Banks in the lead here. Just under 30 laps to go here at Kentucky. Not showing yet. And something to keep in mind is this is not a sprint right now. Granted, we got under 30 laps to go, but with tire fall off the way it is, you cannot just go all out right now.
No, you're tempted to. You want to get up there and race, but you will pay the price in the long run.
That is one of the things I have yet to learn is not to go all out with under 20 to go, because
it's difficult. Because
so
especially if you're in the lead, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to give up the lead and then hope you can pass them later, but you go out there and you race and you burn up your tires and then you fall back.
trying to see what Gary took, but SDK's not updating yet on time.
Let me see if I can show on my screen.
I'm wondering if he took 2. He gained quite a few spots on pit lane. I want to say he gained like 4 or 5. But he's up to racing like he took something. Oh, it should pop up here pretty soon.
He took rights.
He took just 2.
Yep. That is not going to work out well.
I mean, if it was a 10-lap sprint, it would have paid off really well.
Yeah, just too long.
Yeah.
It's going to drop pretty quick, I think.
Whoops.
Ooh, Scott Stewart hit the wall. Just a little bit, setting up for corner entry. Don't think it really did anything to him. Slowed him down just a touch, but
Yeah.
Gary Sack under attack.
Grindle looking to the inside.
Yeah, Grindle had the spot going into 1 and 2, but just couldn't clear him, which really killed his momentum down the straightaway, and Gary was able to regain that position.
I will say this though, there's quite a few people a little bit further back in that second pack that I don't think took tires. So if we do get a caution, let's say within 10 laps, it's gonna really throw a wrench in a lot of people's race.
Or if they did take tires, they're saving them. Still a lot of racing to go with 21 laps.
Well, we do know one thing. This top 10, they definitely took tires, and they definitely are not saving. Price and Pretty going at it back here just for 8th or 9th. This. Gary's doing a good job holding off the top 5 for right now, but I think he's gonna lose net gain position wise if this stays green.
Well, he's out of position now, right? He's on that bottom line. If they choose to, they can really pinch him, and it's gonna really upset his exit, and they're just gonna drive right around him. Yeah. And if they get lined up, he's gonna be a sitting duck.
He was running, I want to say 6th or 7th when that caution came out. Now running 5th, about to lose 6th, so he's about to lose spots off a 2-tire strategy. And that's how I always judge if a gamble is worth it. If you could gain spots from where you're running at with a strategy, yeah, it works. But I think, caution or not, I think Gary's going to lose spots from where he was running at, taking 2, and...
Spain in the wall. Yeah, I think Gary's saving grace right now is it looks like Nathan Penley's braking point is pretty early. I think he's saving tires. So he wasn't able to stay side by side with Gary and let everybody get lined up on that outside lane.
Having to try the low line come off of turn 1. You gotta wonder how much mirror driving Gary's doing right now.
Well, I think he learned when the 37 got around him. Ooh, 37 in the wall.
Ooh!
That's going to open the door for Penley
Yes,
and
it
Spain.
is. Yep.
But I think he learned, being on the outside, or being on the inside before when the 37 got around him. 38 really had to get out of the gas there, and otherwise he was going to clobber that wall. Well, Jason Hastings will be happy to know that iRacing is not projecting him to crash right now. They're projecting Gary to crash.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just staying on Gary. Gary and Gordon Spain.
Yeah, crashes on Gary for me too.
Looks like Spain is really trying to push his car to get around Gary, and it's kind of hurting him. It looks like he's really struggling to get through the corner clean and has to lift on corner exits. So everything he gains through the center of the corner, he's losing.
Yeah, when you got hard, 13 goes. We're talking about if those guys who did not get tired need to caution right about now. 5 laps, so for new tires to really pay off.
I just heard the 14 is pitting. Yep, so he must have been one of those guys that didn't take tires and was banking on that caution that did not come.
Or he stayed out to get the lap back. He got the wave around. Thought they ran out of
fuel. So looks like Gary on those 2 tires so far has been able to maintain right in that 6th spot. It looks like it's kind of evened out on tires. Nobody's really closing on him. He might be able to salvage this 2-tire strategy with a solid finishing position.
Yeah, I just think he could have gained a couple more spots had he took 4.
Yeah. I agree. I think he could be a little more aggressive. I think right now he's got what he's got, and he's just kind of trying to maintain at this point. Can't really go on the offensive here and playing a little more defense. And I hate playing defense.
He's actually going on the offense here, looking to the outside of Nathan Penley. At least trying to get to the outside.
Doesn't have the drive off the corner. And that was what I was talking about Nathan Penley before, backing up his corners. He was doing that to get a really good drive off the corner. And that's kind of what we're seeing.
I think Gary's there this time.
Yeah, I think Penley's weaker corner would be 3 and 4 with the way he's driving it. But 1 and 2, he gains quite a bit. Now Gordon Spain is under attack from Brady Price and the 14, who is not for position. I believe he is at least 1 lap down now, but he is on fresher tires, so he'll make short work of these guys. 2 laps down, actually.
Gary Sack, he was around Penley for P5.
Yeah, running that defensive line again, able to maintain, I guess, and gained a little bit. I think Penley also got out of the way for the 14. He didn't want to get run over. The 14's
Gary
on.
now going low on Grindle. Interesting move there by Gary. I would have stayed up on the high line, and he's going to try to pass him low.
And that's going to be tough to do. But Grindle got a little squirrely there, so he might have a little bit. Gary not running that bottom.
If you don't like the ads, hit that subscribe button. Gary, want to get around him. 6 to go.
Yeah, I'm noticing that Gary's not running the bottom line. He's running that second line in the corner, which is making those guys on the outside of him run a third line. And the third line is viable, but later in the run... Oh, Cedric, Ethan, D-Ron.
I don't know if this is enough time for those fresh tires, but that's big contact for playoff driver Cedric Rosso. Ethan Collier as well. 2 playoff guys involved here. I think, looks like Cedric's has got tight.
Yeah, he's washing up the track, and they just kind of
have
got
on
hooked
board
together.
here. I don't know.
Definitely got tight. And then the 90 being below him didn't allow him to turn it back down, and just kind of got hooked.
Yeah, I'm going to say this also. Ethan, I don't know. Cedric washed up. If I'm Ethan, I would have went a little bit higher.
Well, I don't think they anticipated the 90 coming through there. Like, he closed really quick, and Cedric really didn't have anywhere to go, and I don't know that Ethan knew that.
But Dan was involved in this? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was behind him. He's the one that didn't make it through that.
I will say this. Cedric's car rocketed it off that outside wall. Holy cow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he blew that car up. I don't think it's running.
He did. All right, so if you got a set left, take him.
So this should be a green-white checkered.
Natural one.
Yeah. So this, I think, is actually really bad for Gary Sack. That caution bunching everybody back up. He's on the same right side tires as everybody else, but his lefts are pretty old. This is going to be a difficult restart for him. I would expect that top line to potentially get checked up. Turn 1 is going to be sketchy, I think.
You know what's going to be sketchy? All these guys on fresh tires trying to make their way to the front.
Yeah, they're going to be aggressive.
Oh, yeah. I just don't think there's enough race left.
I think the only saving grace they would have would be gain some spots, get another caution, gain some more spots, get another caution, and try to work their way up. But, I mean, you're banking on several cautions back to back.
Yeah, so this will be a national green-white checkered. What is north-south? It's the team of Relentless that's always wrecking each other.
To be fair, they haven't done that in a while.
In a cup, no.
But
Xfinity,
now.
But Xfinity.
To be fair, that was Takao and north-south.
Over iRacing, not fun anymore, Brandon said. Where is he involved in a wreck yet?
I don't know that he was. I just heard him say pitting in, and then he disconnected.
I pulled it on
Right.
slow. Well, it's just like real life then, Brandon. Had to. Alright. National green, white, checkered. Only third caution of the night. Damn, they've been put on a show. Let's hope they can keep it that way.
Green flag,
Green flag back out in the air. 2 laps of racing. We go.
Oh, 49. Very, very, very slow on that restart. Really checked up to 12. Oh, they're wrecking. 42, 97,
The yellow flag is out.
49.
Big wreck.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the 49. He was really slow on the restart.
Oof. What was he doing there? Does him and Justin have beef I don't know about?
Like the 49 had his hands full. He was slipping all over the place before there was even contact.
Well, whatever happened on that restart, Brandon Banks actually assumed the lead.
Yeah, it looked like the 49 was... Looked like he spun his tires pretty bad there. And he really didn't have control of that car is what it seemed like to me. I think the 42 was on fresh tires, so when that happened, he was going to take the opportunity to gain some spots, and then mayhem ensued.
Alright, so this will be our first attempt at a green white checkered. An actual green white checkered. I wonder who the furthest guy up is on the second tire. That would be the 42 of Atkinson. Ooh, and Evan Ludy. Watch Evan Ludy somehow get a top 5 finish. Well, he's on first tire.
We're talking about his strategy, and I feel like he's pretty far back yet, though.
Yeah, he's way too far back. He's gonna need like a caution going into turn 3 after getting a ton of time. But he can still probably mop up a top 10 finish, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's realistic. Just gotta have somewhere to go.
I don't think Liddy can even see the pace car. Solid point. Alright.
Green, green, green.
Flag back out in the air, back under race we go here in Kentucky. Here we go. Makes a good restart. I don't see DVR doing anything crazy here.
Oh, got a little bit of a wreck happening back here.
Jacob
Still going
Tree
on.
crashing off of turn 4.
Evan Ludi in it.
Yellow flag.
Jacob Tree. Oh, hold on. There's more to this than him just being loose.
Yeah, they were 4 wide.
Yeah, they were.
I think he got up into the marbles there, and
No, yeah, with some help by the 86.
yeah. Well, 42 come in, the 12 had to come up a little bit into the 86, 86 up into the 018.
Ooh. I mean, Ludi was involved in that, but I don't think. Oh no, never mind. There goes his hood. That was
Yeah.
that was what the hell is his hood doing?
It's just floating.
Like literally, it like floats in the air. Like I have never seen that in iRacing.
Floated through the car.
And then literally floats. Like
You could see it flopping around in the car.
iRacing is getting too realistic with their mechanics. That hood literally took off like a kite. It's still floating.
Luckily, there's no grandstands there, but all the cars in the out in the campers back there might have to take some cover.
Like, and then it lands, and then the Golker. It lands the Golker.
Right through the center of his car.
You just imagine being a Golker just driving and you see a hood just whee! I'll give Golker props. I probably would have reacted to that. I probably would have swerved.
In Jeremy's words, that would have been a pucker moment. But I think we just proved DW's vortex theory here, because we saw that hood heading over the fence, and then all of a sudden it's inside the 77's car.
Yeah.
So it definitely got pulled back in.
Can we zoom in on that hood? I don't know how to, or else I would. Talk about a car taking flight. No, the damn hood took flight. Like, I haven't had it happen to me yet, but I've seen it happen to people. It cannot be fun when your hood flies up on iRacing.
Yeah, right?
I haven't had it happen to me. I've broadcasted it happening before. The first time I remember was when Mr. Mikolov had it happen to him. I think Florence had it happen to him earlier this season.
Yeah, I've seen some strange things in iRacing, like Super Speedway, Davey Hendricks pushing me, and all of a sudden, his bumper starts flapping around and he blows up.
I thought that was the weird thing you're talking about, Davey Hendricks pushing you.
Oh, well, yeah, that too.
Alright, I think this is our second of 3 attempts. Hopefully our last.
Yep. So they can do one more.
I don't want to do one more.
Well, the field's dwindling down to 17 cars on the lead lap, so. And a few of them probably aren't doing so hot.
Question is, did Ludi get his hood back? Nope.
No.
All right, DVR and leads back to green. Banks, Schaefer on that front row.
Green, green, green.
I'm 6 up. My brother is handling it. I don't know what that means, but back out in the air. Banks leading the way. Schaefer P2. Stewart, Sack going at it back there for third. Gary got to be smart here. Don't throw away your race here, Gary. Be smart.
Oh, Grindle
sending it in. Gary getting into Penley, or Penley getting into Gary, I should say.
Yeah, I think Penley was going to go to the bottom, but then Grindle came in, so he had to slide up a little bit.
Oh, smooth roll. Final lap here. Banks leading the way. Watching the fight back here. Brew for 5th or so. 6th as Penley is in 5th. Ooh,
Spain into the wall. Brady almost wrecking Grindle.
Oh,
Brady run the 22 up into the 38.
Oh, they're still wrecking up top. Brandon Banks will come off turn number 3. Brandon Banks going to win race 1 here in the round of 16 and advance into the round of 12. Schaefer P2 and Scott Stewart round out your podium finishers. What did happen back here between Brady and the 22?
Brady was all over his bumper and just kind of...
No, he wasn't. How? Brady just overshot that corner.
Oh, no, I'm talking it was a checkup with Brady and Grindle, and it kind of checked them up, and then they were 3 wide. Oh, they're wrecking big time. What is going on here?
Who?
After the race, the 3, the 89, the 8, 37.
Oh, what the hell is going on here?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't think that was intentional. That's just one of those moments your spotter doesn't call out there's a guy there. And I think Gary's just trying to get down to the bottom. Yeah, I don't think Gary meant to do that. Jesus, Schaefer got beat around like a pinball. Thank God we don't pay for these cars in real life. Call Gary to the hauler. Brandon Banks, defending champion, starts the playoffs on a high note after having a pretty sluggish season. We go ahead and kick it off with our P3 finisher. What is going on, Scott?
Doing good. How you guys doing tonight?
Been doing. That race was something else. It was a good race though. Y'all put on a pretty good show. Only had a couple wrecks. Kind of turned into a little bit of caution fest at the end, but that's what you get at the end of the race when everyone's trying to go for every little thing in a playoff race. But you go out there. I think you had to lead the most laps. You were out there dominating. I think you lost the lead off of a pitch cycle. I think that's what lost you the lead, and you were unable to get around Schaefer at the end.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I did not expect to be that fast. It was really fun to be out in front. I haven't been up in the booth for a while, so it was nice to be out there, lead a ton of laps, win the stage, and yeah, I mean, me, Schaefer, and Banks were basically the same speed, and once they passed me under green flag pit stops, I just stuck with them, and I couldn't really get around them, but I had a lot of fun. It was a good race.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the P3 here tonight. Starting the playoffs off on a high note. Good luck next week at Michigan. Let's get your shout outs in and let's get on out of here.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for the broadcast, as always. Really appreciate it. Thank you, North South Racing, best team ever. And yeah, thank you to the sponsors and everybody that makes this show happen. And on to Michigan.
All right, man. Congrats.
All right, see you guys.
Wrong person. All right, next let's bring down our P2 finisher, Mr. Schaefer. Uh, Pretty quiet night for you. You fell back there a little bit in that first stage. I think you were saving fuel. You just...
Yeah, saving fuel, not trying to get run over by the short lap heroes.
Short lap hero. There it is, like that one. Well, man, you come across tonight, P2. You lost the lead there. I think you lost the lead on the restart, right? To your teammate?
No. Banks had the lead. He ended up getting around me on the long green flag run after the pits, and I was just sitting there riding behind him.
Oh, okay.
We knew we were going to get a caution, man. It's this league, something about it within 5 laps when certain people don't have tires left, 5 laps to go in the race, they always get a caution magically. So we knew it was coming, but we were able to team up there and stay up front and keep everybody at bay.
All right, man. Well, good job getting that P2. Congrats. Good luck next week at Michigan. Should have put on a pretty good show. I always like Michigan. And I'll let you get your shout outs and let you get out of here.
Yeah, shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast. Appreciate it. Shout out to all the DBR guys. Missed Newbraw tonight. He's sick with the flu, but it sucks Jason got taken out because he was running pretty decent. But shout out to Banks for winning the race and good racing with Scott there. It was a good race.
All right, man. Congrats. All right, let's bring down a race winner next. Mr. Brandon Banks had a very sluggish season. Forgot what race you won at, but you needed that win to get into the playoffs here. But you kind of knock off all that rust and get the win here in the first race here in the round of 16 to lock yourself into the round of 12.
Yeah, definitely needed that race. I don't remember which one it was either, to be honest with you. All I remember is hearing you in the booth say, "Oh, damn, they just let him in the playoffs."
Yeah,
So,
this is why I said it.
so yeah, that was fun, man. Like I said, Justin and Scott Schaefer, it was just pretty much a 4 or 5 car battle there for the whole race. It was really just about track position. So if you could get in front of somebody and just pin them on the bottom and just run that second lane up in turns 3 and 4, they just, unless they were extremely quicker than you, they weren't going to get around you. So
Yeah, and you four really drove away from the field at one point. It was like you four, and then
Finlay.
I think a 3 second
Yeah.
back to Penley, and then a good another 6 seconds back to whoever was running 6 at the time. And
Yeah.
I said on the broadcast, I was like, pending any crazy shenanigans, I think this will be the championship four because. I mean, outside of bad luck here and there, you four have been definitely the quickest guys almost week in and week out.
But yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, I think it'd be a really good battle if us 4 get in it. But there's a long ways to go, man. You can have some. You've seen my season, so it can definitely happen. So yeah, just got to be clean and just not get into any kind of mess. Try to qualify up front every race and just try to keep the track position. Just so tonight shows you how important it is. So, like I said, at least we can kind of go into the next couple weeks. Not to feel a bit, breathe a little bit, and like I said, we look forward to the next round. Maybe win a couple more races before we get there.
All right, man. Good luck next week in Michigan.
All right, man. Thank you.
No, yeah, and he said it. They messed up letting him in the playoffs, and this is why. Banks, one of those guys that's sneaky. He's fast. He's quick, and he's probably someone that you keep an eye on throughout these playoffs. As I don't think there's one track coming up he's not good at. So it should be interesting. We still got a lot of racing to go. Still got 1 race left in this round, plus 2 whole other rounds to go before we can get to the championship 4. But we do got more playoff racing coming up this week. Plus some truck and ARCA racing. You got trucks. They're going to Auto Club. Pretty sure Tony's going to go use up a good finish there and have some fun with the truck series.
Oh, you know it.
Cup series, we come here to Kentucky for our first race in our playoffs round of 16, and then ARCA series Thursday. Where the heck is ARCA even going? Oh,
North Wilkesboro.
North Wilkesboro. I'm hoping they can keep it green because, God, that track can put on a show if it stays green. That track's like Martinsville. It can turn into a caution fest, but it can also turn into some really good racing. So, hopefully I'm not sitting here all night with caution laps on Thursday night. If so, oh well. We'll see you guys next time. Y'all stay safe and have a good week. And if I don't see you guys for next Monday, for the love of God, Eagles, please beat the refs. I mean the Chiefs. Y'all have a good one.